What is up, everybody? It's Jeffrey Lyles. You are rocking with Lyles Movie Files. We have a huge, big show. Let's get into it. I don't think we have any mergers with any of the crew, but we're getting it done. What's up, little brother?
What's up, bro?
Cooling. Chief, what's up with you?
What's up, bro?
And J. King, what's the word?
Hey man, I'm reporting live from Molinox, Tennessee, man. It's live. It's real in the field out here. Let's get it.
Outstanding. All right, lots of stuff to talk about. Like I said, sound like the Dutta man right now. Big news from the week is Warner Media and Discovery have decided, let's throw our chips in, and AT&T, you're good. We're gonna make this own brand new streaming thing. We are going to go after Netflix. We're gonna go after Disney Plus. We're gonna bring something brand new, and everyone is going to be all about that sweet, sweet streaming content. What do you guys think about this? Do you care? Are you upset that you're all excited about HBO Max and you got your Discovery Plus streaming package, and now you're like, what's next? Jace?
Well, I really was, happy to hear that I'll be able to watch some new home gardening show or, some renovation show that I can't watch from whatever cable station I have because it's always in a bundle where you can just go to Discovery. So it doesn't really do anything for me. I mean, as a proud HBO AT&T shareholder, it actually works out well because it's more content. But and stock prices will go up. But other than that, I really don't see a benefit for your average consumer.
I mean, we're going to see the usual job bleeding because the higher up suits are like, we don't need this many people. And it seems like AT&T and Warner's never really understood how to make this thing work. It was, Netflix does that. Let's do that too. And Gunnar doesn't check his text. And we have, we've seen a bunch of stuff happen. We've seen Disney Plus just rip things up, a new one with their streaming. Netflix has also just, of course, been a super juggernaut. And now they're like, all right, well, we can do the same thing. They didn't come into HBO Max with a great plan. It was, hey guys, all those old shows that you used to watch, check them out on HBO Max. And all the old movies we got, you can watch them now at one place, as opposed to HBO Max or whatever, or Netflix.
I mean,
etc. So we got to think.
But here's the other thing about it is like, Netflix, once they started seeing, all right, everybody else is trying to catch up to us, and we're tired of paying these huge licensing fees to all these studios. They decide, hey, let's make some original content plus the stuff that's been grandfathered up to us. A lot of these other streaming services, like even HBO, is like, hey, we have one show per month that's new. I mean, I appreciate HBO Max, but it's like it's really one show new per month, and then after that, there's nothing. Like I haven't watched HBO Max since Mortal Kombat, and I don't know whatever the new one, like that one with Angelina Jolie. I'll watch that, I guess, but there's no real like I don't. I mean, it's like especially going in next year when they say, hey, we're not releasing the stuff that we usually put in theaters. We're going to put it back to theater. Then it's like, I really don't need to spend that extra premium for HBO Max if you guys aren't giving me exclusive new content like Netflix has done.
Yeah, dude, I'm kind of myself because a lot of, like, for example, I did a trial of Paramount, and I was thinking with Paramount, I was going to get a lot of the old CBS content. Like, I wanted to know if they had stuff like Magnum PI. I wanted to watch what was the name? Hardcastle and McCormick. I wanted to see
Simon
that
and
car
Simon.
on the show. Simon and Simon. That's it, Jeff. I wanted to see stuff like that. The Jeffersons. They don't have that. Not only do they not have certain shows, they don't have full seasons of certain shows that they do have in their content library. Yeah, like I wanted to watch Taxi, right? Yeah. I love Taxi, right? So I wanted to watch Taxi. and they may have 10 episodes per 24 episode season.
Oh,
I'm
that's
paying
trash.
you.
What?
It's trash.
It's trash.
What
How
platform
is that
is
not
this?
just all over everything?
Paramount Gunner.
Oh yeah, I wasn't planning
And
on
then,
watching that shit, man.
bro, Gunner, you just by saying it's trash, you know what really got me saying that last night? I wanted to show the girls Beavis and Butthead. Like back in the day, Beavis and Butthead with the music videos, them shitting on the
Man,
videos.
that's a
They
license.
can't. That's a licensing nightmare. They can't show the music videos.
So they just so we don't hear their commentary. Watch it.
Wait. You didn't see the bed on the couch. Man, how long is a Beavis and Butthead episode? Like 10 minutes?
The
joint was like 20 minutes top, right? Like,
yeah, 12 without the videos. You're talking about 11 minutes. 11 minutes.
That is a waste of time for everybody involved.
Mm-hmm. What do they get for chasing? They're chasing HBO Go, or HBO Max. They're chasing Disney Plus. They're like, oh, we way behind. Let's throw out some crap. Hey.
Yeah, this lack of a plan is concerning to me because I feel like Netflix is in pole position. They got everything rolling, and they realize, we need to start coming up with our own stuff because eventually they're going to get hip to what we're doing and just say, we'll take our stuff and create our own thing. And it may be whack, but we're going to suffer from not having the content. And Netflix, definitely is not lacking for content still. Like, I can watch and be like, oh, man, like, I'm excited about watching the Zack Snyder movie. They've got something pretty much coming every week, and you can rely on it. It may be trash, it may be whack, but they're going to have something every week.
No, they got the new stuff coming out, and they're starting to like kind of take over a little bit of anime, right? Like Castlevania came out this week. You got Yusuke. I finally finished that joint. Then you got I got to finish up. Castlevania is supposed to be ended better. I guess. Yeah, that's really the other one. Yeah, I finished that one. I mean, I was excited for it. It's fine. But the first season was like killer. I don't know about the second one. It was kind of like, okay, they're trying to get too deep. But anyway, it was fun to watch. But yeah, they got content. Like Netflix, people were like, oh, well, all these channels, they're gonna, all these streaming things, Netflix gonna suffer. Netflix like what?
They were like, we'll make our own stuff, and we have the market.
Here's a weed cooking show. Here's a weed cooking show. Watch it.
Hey, dude, Netflix and Disney Plus are gonna reign supreme when it's all said and done.
Oh,
all
clear.
The rest of these streaming services is clear. It's clear. All the rest of these streaming services can pack it in because if you can't produce original content, or if you can't do like I thought Paramount was going to do and give us everything under the Paramount umbrella, and I mean everything and not parcel or pieces of, you won't be able to complete. You've already lost.
Honestly, I'll give HBO Max its kudos because it's got, they took the DC Universe stuff, thank God. Because DC Universe is just sucking. So it was like, all right, we'll just take this, we'll wrap it up in our HBO stuff. You can watch. Look, I'm re-binging Sopranos just for the hell of it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, HBO ain't bad because they got the good content from old school and they're creating new stuff, right? So I'll throw them.
Hey, Gunner, you know what they're missing though, and I wish they had. You remember? I think we talked about this last time we mentioned HBO Max. Is that old HBO undercover stuff?
Yeah. We ain't got it. What is it? Black Street Hookers? What was it called?
Hookers on the point of black hookers on the street.
Not Black Street Hookers. That was another thing. My bad. But yeah.
That sounds like a vivid video.
That's not showing up either. Jace, what
that's definitely not showing up on there. You were saying something, Jay. Sorry, man. No, what I'm going to say is like the funny thing is I think Paramount is actually one of those places that's actually losing a little bit of money. So it's like trying to come up with a streaming service. It's like, you're just going to end up in 2 or 3 years just selling all that content back to Netflix or HBO because it's like Sony was smart. They was like, hey, we don't want to jump out here. We're way too far behind. It's a stupid investment. Let's partner with Disney, get some money from their residual because they already have a decent service that has already exceeded its subscriber growth for 5 years. We are not catching that with what we have. So give it all to Disney, go from there. And I think Paramount is going to be in the same situation, like I said, in 2 or 3 years.
I don't
even know if it's going to be that long, dog. I don't even know if it's going to be that long.
They're gonna be like, look, let's just give it right back to Netflix or Hulu or somebody. Yeah, I don't even know if it's gonna be 2-3 years. These families already had to rebrand. And when did CBS All Access start? Like a year ago?
Oh man, no, CBS All Access was a few years. I want to say that was about 2 years. And they
already rebranded. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, they've already done that probably twice now because I feel like All Access wasn't the original name of it. But
right.
It's just a mess. Now, one other thing we've got coming now is Amazon was like, yo, we can still take some more fresh content. MGM, here is $10 billion. What do you say? And that would be big for them because I never feel like Amazon Prime has a lot of draws. What I think Amazon does is if you're patient and because their shows aren't so much like they haven't hit the saturation point of a good Netflix show where everybody's talking about it and you have to avoid it, you can wait for that next 30-day Prime trial coming. Like, oh, yes, I will watch these shows now that I've got my 30 days to watch it. They need more content that's just like, oh, shoot, I got to keep going. And they don't have that. And that would be a big move for them.
You know what they do good? Or you know what they do well? They got their channels. They got the little channel joints, right? So they aggregate well, I guess is the best way about it. Because I'm like, wait, I can save money by not having time on cable. We cut the cord, by the way, all the way. But before we did that, we're like, I can cut the Showtime extra crap and just pay $10 more for my Prime or $5, whatever it was, for Prime. Now I'm paying, instead of paying $10.99, I'm paying $20.99 for Prime, and I still get free shipping and all the other stuff with Amazon. Yeah, that's a good deal for me. I'm okay with that. And I get all my Showtime shows, including latest Deezus and Mero and all that stuff. So, you see what I'm saying? Like, they have their niche. They're not trying to do extra, and they're like, all right, we'll throw out some content here and there. We know it sucks. Here's some documentaries for you. But what we do is aggregate. You know what I mean? We're going to aggregate. Here's some documentaries. Shut the fuck up. Watch something else. Like, you know what I mean? Like we're making money either way. We don't really care. Have a nice life.
It's funny because Amazon has some pretty heralded programs. They got some award-winning shit over there. Like, what is that? Miss Maisel.
Yeah, they got what's that trans joint?
The Handmaiden.
Yeah.
I think that wrapped up because Jeffrey Tambor squeezed some lady's tits or something like that. I don't know. He did something inappropriate and got himself canceled, you know.
Right.
And got the show effectively canceled. But they got Miss Maisel. What's the other one? Not the Man in the High Castle. What's the other thing?
They have that.
The Boys.
Handmaiden. The Boys, yeah.
But the Boys, Invincible. You know what I mean?
You could watch their lineup of shows if you focus in a month. And then go a very long stretch without going, oh man, if only I had another free trial, then I could watch more of their stuff. You could never do that with Disney Plus or Netflix because you would miss way too much. And people would be talking about it like, oh, did you see that? And you're like, oh, no. But Amazon, you can safely be in a bubble and miss everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I always like, Gunnar, you said like Amazon's a good aggregator, but I always find their interface so complicated versus like their home screen is like, hey, how much stuff I want to see? Like, can you guys kind of come up with an algorithm of stuff I would like based on the things I like? I've watched Invincible. I watched The Boys. Maybe come up with stuff I might like that's based on that. It's like,
nah, that's true. But you know why? Like a lot of their anime is from like Crunchyroll, and they want you to get to the channel and then pay for more for the channel. You see what I'm saying? So
yeah, and that's always just so frustrating about it because you're like, I just want like, hey, you guys, you can search this. Yeah, but we don't actually own that. Would you like to pay some more? No, I want to go back to Netflix.
Right, like where all the stuff is just right there for me. Yeah, no, their interface has not changed since they started. Like, right, like I'll get a new TV 5 years later, and it's the same interface from like my old TV. You know what I mean? My old Apple, the old Apple TV. I'm like, y'all ain't changed nothing. Like it's the same online. Like I like that it's consistent, but then also me and Alpha found that it was like if you know like how Netflix, you pause it, you close it, you turn it off or whatever, you go back downstairs. Man, them members are showing like the old episode you watched on the old device. Like their whole thing is kind of messed up. They're lucky they got content, and they're lucky they're Amazon because if again DC Universe did this, and you saw what I did with that. So I don't know, man. Like I'm okay with Amazon. It does have its flaws, but I'm with you, Jason. Like you got to spend like maybe an hour, like saying, "Wish watch list." Let me scroll down here. Oh yeah, I like this watch list, and it still won't give me my algorithm.
This is not what I wanted. So Hollywood was very excited today. Had a big proclamation with a bunch of people, celebrities, including Arnold Schwarzenegger, declaring that Hollywood is back and open for business. And they're very excited. They're expecting everybody to come roaring back to the theaters pronto, with the mask mandates being lifted and a return to a sense of normalcy after a pandemic. And Salma Hayek is making her promotional rounds for the Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard and Eternals. She mentioned that she almost died from COVID last year, which is, kind of one of those things that is find as interesting in the rear view. Oh yeah, by the way, I almost died from this pandemic that killed a whole rack of people.
Wait a minute, Jeff. I'm sorry. Was that in between all these bikini shots she was taking last year, or
yeah.
what?
Maybe she just had to stop.
Right.
Maybe she took a lot in February to April, dealt with it in April and May, and then was like, all right, I'm back together. Let me start some more. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jeff.
It's perfectly fine. Good follow. Somehow.
All cap.
Indeed, sir. So Arnold Schwarzenegger is going to be on a Netflix series. It basically sounds like True Lies, where he's going to be the father and his daughter are secret agents, and they don't know. And they don't know if they can trust each other anymore. So it's sort of like True Lies and Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I think I'd watch this on Netflix because it's Netflix, and I know they'll put money into it. And like, why not? Javon is cracking up because I think he is really excited about this premise. What do you think, J.K.?
Hey, look, if they can find some adult huggies to support Arnold during filming, hey, I'm all for it. Look, I don't want to see 78-year-old. I don't want to see 78-year-old Arnold pretending to be an actor.
Right. Wait, how long was Expendables? The first Expendables was what? Almost 10 years ago?
It's been a long time. I think
it's been like 10 years ago, right?
No, the first one, yeah, it's about 10 years.
So he could barely walk then. Remember he was walking in the scene in Alabama, gingerly walking on them ankles and knees. I'm like, dude, you should have been in a wheelchair for this one and the second one. And I'm like, so that was 10 years ago.
The first one was 2010. Like I said.
Come on, man. That dude was.
Hey, did you watch Sabotage? Did you see that one?
Why would I watch? No, I haven't watched it. What is it?
It's perfectly fine in that. Like they
have
gotten a better sense of how to use him as a tank. Just move slowly and pull out the gun and do your thing. And he does that fine. He has a presence, but I feel it's still lacking in a lot of modern day action stars, where even 82-year-old Arnold Schwarzenegger still has more charisma than half these guys.
Yeah,
I don't know how.
Saddest fact ever.
Hey, Arnold will kick our ass if we heard. I told Coach said he was 78. Jeff said he was 82. He just keeps getting older as this conversation.
I just doing it Coming to America, man. Jace, what do you think? Are you excited about this? He's 73 years old. Man is 73 years
old. Okay, like Arnold Schwarzenegger, I buy a action movie where you just go based on his presence, quote unquote, and then you have him looking tall and big versus everybody else. I mean, he's a spy; he doesn't need to do too much. And if you need action,
that's the daughter.
And I mean, he doesn't need to be Tom Cruise. Like, we're good. Like, hey, you work around his limitations, make his co-star charismatic enough to keep up with him, and you probably have a good movie a good 100-minute movie. You're good.
It's not a movie; it's a TV series.
Oh, that's fine, even better. I'm okay with that.
Doing even less work.
Oh yeah, like I mean, you have a decent enough supporting cast. You're fine. I have seen worse, and I'm sure I'd be okay with that.
There you go. So you watch it. Good deal.
I agree with what you said too, Jeff, about the presence that's lacking with today's action stars because I don't Sylvester, even Willis, old Bruce Willis, all these guys are old, but they still get how to be tough men, like guys that you would follow. They have like a certain leadership quality that's there that I don't see in today's action heroes. So whoever's supposed to be the action heroes of our time, whether it's The Rock or Jason Statham.
I see it with The Rock and Jason Statham, but I feel like they're almost
There's
like
everything,
right at
man.
the tail end of that super macho action hero thing. Like they follow the blueprint. There's no modern star. Like maybe Chris Hemsworth is probably the best example of a modern action hero.
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say Ryan Reynolds.
No,
Ryan Reynolds is
the comedy. No, you got to throw in the comedy with it nowadays.
He does
be a little lighthearted.
Like Chris Hemsworth, he has The Extraction. That was a good action movie.
Yeah, I'm saying he's
true.
like the only one that I really put in this category of modern action star. And they're still doing. Geez, how old is The Rock? He's not young. He shouldn't be considered.
Rock is 175 years old.
He's 49. He just turned 49. So he's
57 years old. The Rock.
But even still with The Rock, I don't. He doesn't give that like action to me. He's just a big, strong guy. He's a big, muscular guy out there running around.
Okay, Jerron.
Like, I would. Yeah.
There was a movie he did. It wasn't Bullet to the Head.
You said it wasn't that one.
It wasn't.
It
was
Faster. No, Faster. That's the one. He's literally like that tough guy, and he doesn't have to be that role. He's the easy to go action hero. But like, you want the brooding version of Rock? I mean, he did that very well in there. I don't think Hollywood wants to have true action hero like tough guys anymore. I think they want them like a well-rounded person versus I'm out for revenge. I'm gonna do some stuff. I mean, like Clive Owens. They don't have just shoot. I mean, Clive Owens shoot him up. They want somebody well-rounded. Blah blah blah. It's just they don't want that.
Of course. Everything's taking a softer tone, and that's what it is. But that's what makes these guys lackluster action heroes, in my opinion, right?
Dave Bautista
that's what Taken
should be. Batista would if he was like a tad younger, so he could have like 10 more years of doing this. Like he did one of these kind of, this is nice and friendly. He was watching out for a little girl in this one.
I Spy or Just Spy.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
But here's the
That's
thing.
it, right?
I Spy. Yeah.
But I think like if Army of the Dead works out, I mean like it's like, hey, just we know you might not want to be, you want to show your acting versatility. It's like, but there is always going to be a market, and it's not just the direct-to-TV, DVD market for just a cool action hero dude. It will not. It's just never going to go away. Everybody wants to see that.
Right. You're right. There's always that market.
So
I think so. Yeah, the last time the action hero was a little bit missing, we got Taken. Remember there was like this slump?
That's true.
And then it was like, okay. And then all of a sudden, Taken. Fuck it. You know what we're going to do? He's out for revenge. He's going to go after all these cats and kill a bunch of brown people. Like that was the premise. Why? We'll just that's the broad strokes. Skinny strokes, okay, it's his daughter. He's an ex-spy. He knows all these cats overseas. Let's make it modern. Shoot him up, knife him up, martial arts. Done.
But, Gunner, even going back before then, it was the Transporter, where it was kind of like the sleek, not kind of James Bond. And then before that was the James Bourne. And I think maybe the Bourne films was where we got this transition, because Matt Damon is not somebody that you would be afraid of to walk into a bar and, knock him out the seat or whatever. You would never do that to Sly, Chuck Norris, Bruce Willis, Jean-Claude Van Damme, etc. And then we see the proliferation of the comic book movies where Robert Downey Jr. is an action hero star, despite not looking like our old school '80s action hero stars. The kids would be like, "Oh yeah, he's all ripped up. He's Tony Stark. He's Iron Man." And Christian Bale is Batman. It was a different whole thing. Like Henry Cavill, he looks like a Superman.
Right.
Not so much like like my boy Todd. Yeah. Speaking of, all right, let's go because Superman and Lois came back, and after a long hiatus, far too long, and I'd watched too much CW in the interim, and I was just like, oh man. Okay, right. How are they gonna mess up Superman and Lois? But oh my gosh, this episode they just came back and they set up. They have all the ingredients to mess up, right? Everything to be the traditional CW superhero show. They've got kids, teen drama, secondary couple drama with their relationship. We've got a sniveling evil bad guy. We've got superpowered goons. We've got a mysterious person, and we sort of know a little bit about his subplot. We've got all these different things, and they go hard in the supporting characters. We got the disapproving father-in-law. So many elements, so many things that could go terribly wrong, and they just keep navigating like they're Neo. Like, nope, yeah, we're gonna make this work. Yeah, we got this too, and everything just comes together so well. And I'm just like, wow, could they always do this? Hopefully. But I feel like the way they've set the show up, they set up a really good foundation that should not topple like a Flash or Arrow, etc. Chief, what do you think, man? Did you see this episode last night?
No, actually, you said it. I was like, dang, I didn't even check it out. I didn't even care to know it came back on. I'm excited to see it. It was, the only show really I've watched this year. So yeah, I'm definitely going to catch up on it, and probably as soon as we finish with our session here, I'm gonna have to check it out. It's been quality TV throughout. So and after a hiatus, I expect them to be. Actually, I expect it to be even better. They've had more time to put into the scripts and do the things they do. So, yeah, go Superman and Lois.
Chase, what do you think?
I have suffered through the dregs of CW, and after watching that, I was still like, wow, this is what a competent show really could be. Because it's like, like you said, all of the pieces are there for them to screw up. And I think all of CW, after their third season, screws this up because they don't have a fleshed out idea what they want these supporting characters to be. It's like Jonathan and Jordan. Oh, they're going to take over the whole show, and then they're going to be super annoying, and that's going to kill the whole show. Nope, we know how to navigate them. There could be a building block for something in the later season, but we're not rushing it in the first 5 episodes. Like, I mean, Black Lightning at this point had already turned Jennifer and Anissa into Thunder and Lightning. I mean, whatever. And for this one, it's like we could make Jordan the bad guy of the whole series now. And it's like, no, we're not doing that. We're making it smart. You don't know, but there are building blocks for these turns. Like, you don't know what Captain Luther's in game and why he's there. That could be season finale. Like, they're doing something. And it's like they wrote out what a good show should be, and are actually doing it. You know what we need? We need some more dialogue for Lana's husband, and he should be the secondary focus. Like, he does his role very well, and he doesn't actually come. It's like his motives are very clear. It's like, why wouldn't you be like, hey man, my whole small town's dying. Why wouldn't I try and fight to keep it alive? Like, I have nothing else outside of this. So even with his issues, he seems like a real person. Lana, real person. Like, I don't want to help, but I think there's something or reason to help that goes against what my family's interested in. And it's just like they are doing a far more competent job in their, navigating the CW pitfalls. And especially after watching, what was that, Supergirl in that time slot for way too many weeks, it was so refreshing to just like, wow, you guys didn't decide to take notes on your 6 months hiatus, how to make a competent show. I mean, it's your series finale season, and y'all can't get to this level. So I'm very happy it's back on, and it's going to be one of 2 CW shows I actually watch after like next week.
Very good. Maybe there's going to be a new show for you to watch on HBO Max, because everybody at DC and Warner Brothers is always there attending the meetings, making sure they're on the same page. Today we got the big announcement that we're going to get 2 new shows, 2 new cartoons, family focused, so a little bit of something for everybody. They're featuring 2 characters they've never really managed to do enough with in this universe. We're going to get a My Adventures with Superman show featuring a 20-something Superman and Lois. And the eye roll is strong with you, bro. What's your thoughts on this?
Okay, seriously. You have, especially on HBO Max, you already have the New Adventures of Superman cartoon available for viewing. Why in Hades do you need to go for another cartoon? It's like, again, I joked about this a number of times. You can always do Booster Gold and Blue Beetle. Like, if you want something new, and it's a comedy, almost, it's ready for a comedy show. And you can always have them, hey, with cameos from anybody else. I mean, like, I think it was somebody on your page on LowsMovieFile.com who actually mentioned, like, why don't y'all just do a first-year Justice League International?
Exactly.
Do you know how easy and funny that show would be? You could, build new properties. Like, again, the MCU did not start off with, like, their big guns. They did not start off with Captain America and just stayed with Captain America 9,000 times. They didn't do that. Their first dude they brought out was their B- most realistic dude. And then from there, they've had so much success. I don't understand how DC can't figure out, like, hey, expand your tent and make the stuff good.
Gunner, so in addition to My Adventures with Superman, we're going to get another low-key, rated hero coming from Bruce Timm, J.J. Abrams. This one is going to be Batman, Cape Crusader. I mean, this is going to be a really fresh take because we've never really gotten a lot of Batman cartoons on any format.
Not a whole lot. No,
so
not at all.
This would be pretty cool. I'm really interested to see what different takes we're going to see on Batman, if we'll see some of his villains, and maybe do something like crazy, like have Alfred with a gun. I don't know. The options are wide open. What do you think about this?
So ridiculous. The Superman thing, I'm sitting here like, they spent time remastering the old one, which is why it was late coming on HBO Max compared to the Batman animated series, Bruce Timm's Batman animated series, and the Justice League, plural, and Batman Beyond. So why are you, okay, whatever. So Batman, yeah, sure, let's do another one, because you already had, God, how many of them were there? So we had our generation.
There's so many.
Animated series. Then you had the New Adventures, which is basically an animated series with a new suit. You know what I mean? Same people, same stuff, Bruce Timm. And then The Batman, Brave and the Bold, and I'm missing one.
Gosh,
right?
you are. It's terrible.
And I'm just like,
I don't need as much Batman.
And the
I'm
Batman
like, dude,
was like year one. That's what really makes no sense. Like, The Batman was year one, then they spread it through the Justice League, which made it really good, and then they canceled it.
Exactly.
It was really strange.
Let's get rid of it.
Yeah. So, yeah, I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it more kid-friendly because maybe these other ones weren't as kid-friendly for the wee kids that we have now, except for my son, because he watches regular Batman, regular Spider-Man. Unfortunately, he's into Spider-Man Unlimited, and I'm trying to wean him off of that crap. But, he watches the 90s shows, which may be a little more violent than the ones they had, they have now. Then, I guess if we're looking at the range of Teen Titans Go and our Superman, I can see how some things might be a little scary to a younger kid, but nowadays anyway. But I know plenty of kids that are still watching aside from my son, that are still watching the 90s versions of X-Men and, the 90s versions of stuff that we had. So I get what they're trying to do here and maybe make it a little more family friendly, but why? You already have them on your platform. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. So
Chief,
I don't know, man.
Chief, explain to me why they have a show, one of their few successful ones, live action, Superman and Lois, and decide, let's also do a cartoon version of Superman and Lois.
Well, the Man of Steel, and then now we need a new Superman. I have no idea what the hell's going on, to be honest with you. I'm not even going to go down that road because my blood pressure will go up for the night, and I'll be sick. I'll be literally sick just thinking about how we're not going to get a proper Man of Steel 2. This Superman show on HBO Max, I was just looking through it. It's not the All-Star Superman, is it?
Thank God for that. Thank God for that. I mean, I'm pretty sure it would be better than that.
Right.
No one likes it, Chief. Just me.
I'm just saying, because I'm looking at it and I'm trying to figure out what was the show that was already on it. Because there's a lot of Supermans, but I think I've seen all of them, all the cartoons. So, I don't know. I'm not mad at this. I'm not mad at the Superman cartoon. If Superman and Lois, the one we watch, is probably more so geared for us. Maybe the cartoon is geared for everyone. A little kid might be watching Superman and Lois, and the one, like I said, the one we're watching, and not understand the dynamics of everything that's going on, just waiting for Superman to appear on the screen and fly and beat up somebody. Whereas the cartoon might catch him, but I don't know. I don't know why they do what they. I mean, hell, we're talking about DC, man. Is there any? There's no bound. There's no. They just run free there, like free range chickens. When you say free range, that's what I imagine DC executives running around. Just, you know what I mean? Strong J.
Hilarious.
Like, do what you
want.
Want.
They're like the Redskins, man. Like, okay, so when I did watch
the team formerly known as the
whatever the sport I formerly watched, right? Like they make the same kind of decisions that the Skins used to make. Like, and you're like, wait, why are you going after another tight end? We need another one. We probably need another wideout or another somebody. So it's like they making those kind of decisions, man. Like, you know what we need? Another Batman, another Superman. Meanwhile, Marvel is like, you know what? We're running out of characters to introduce. Let's make MODOK a comedy. Put it on Hulu. Done. Like, come on, man. And I'm actually excited to watch it.
Right. Because they're just
DC's like, we don't have 200 characters to show you. I mean, just give me, you can give me like Red Tornado for all I care. Give me Red Tornado. You can be creative with him. It's whatever.
All right. Yeah. They are doing something that has me excited, but until it's completed, I won't really buy into it. Javon, the Bad Boys for Life directors Adil El Arbi and Bilal Fallah, so many apologies if I butchered the names, are going to be directing the new Batgirl film. I am 100% on board with those guys taking over Batgirl because the action in Bad Boys for Life was great, and this time we can actually see Batgirl do her thing. You know, it's still a Bat character, but are you excited about this?
If they get it right and they cast it right, yeah, I'd be excited for it. We know it's going to be action heavy based on who's at the helm, but they got to cast it right.
So no blondes, no brunettes. She needs to be redhead, right?
Honestly, Jeff, at this stage of the game, whether it's blonde, brunette, whether she's got locks,
gotta be red.
Please put on a wig. Please have a wig. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Adam West joint.
I'm not gonna
put on a wig.
No,
All right.
man.
Do you want
I'm
to
not gonna split hairs because look, if she's
That's a funny joke.
look, it it is gonna. Look, honestly, I'm not splitting hairs. If it has to be a redhead, you already know who my redhead of choice is gonna be.
Who?
Bryce Dallas Howard.
No, man. No. Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yes.
She's
Put
old.
in some tights. That's fine. I like my bat. We do a seasoned Batwoman.
God,
Yeah.
dang.
This is Batwoman, not Batgirl.
Yeah. Wait, who
you
you talking about? You talking about the jump from Mad Men?
Jurassic World, Jurassic Kingdom, Jurassic.
Oh, nah, man. Give me If we're gonna do seasons, we need the girl from old girl from Mad Men,
Christina Hendricks.
Hendricks. Yeah, boy.
In the world,
I'm cool with that.
y'all not putting you in this casting.
If you talk season,
You don't want me in that casting chair.
Helen Mirren
Bryce
has
Dallas is what under? She's 30 something. She's 38.
Okay. I found one
like
for you. I found one for you. If y'all have ever seen, what's his face? Riverdale. There is a redhead there. Her name is Madeline Pescis.
Oh yeah, I've seen her on the
She
preview.
can play
Yeah,
that girl.
perfect.
She's young enough.
Perfect.
She can do it long, and she can do the thing.
Why not Sansa from Games of Thrones?
She can do it too. I could see her doing that.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that too.
Yeah, big old booty.
Dude.
It's been a long trip. All right. Spotify is helping us out with virtual concert series that you can pay $15 so you can watch from the comfort of your home.
Or from YouTube the next day for free.
Or YouTube, just like I do same day with Versus.
Right.
Or YouTube.
Yes.
Or there's free YouTube. Gift ads.
Or you can see any of their concerts with actual people on YouTube.
Yeah, it's like I can pay the little hustle man, $15 for a donation for to keep his stream alive.
Yeah.
Spotify ain't getting a penny.
Nah, sorry. I know where you spend your money, Spotify.
I've only been to a few concerts in my lifetime, and I can never understand what makes why people are so pressed to go out there and see the concert. It's one of those things, man, where sitting in your car, riding around, listening to that favorite song of yours or something, so much better than a concert. You go, there's 600 million people there. You can see the artist usually, but you can't make out his face or her face because you're not sitting
on the screen
in the $2,500 seats right there in front. And who the hell wants to pay $2,500 to be in the same room with the people who are paying $50? Now, I get that you're closer, right? But $2,500 should be, you and a few of your friends in a room with the artist. And they perform several songs before they come out on stage for you.
For you. Right.
Yeah, for you and your crew.
Then you can go home after that.
Right. You tell them to sing your favorite song or perform your favorite song and you out. You know what I mean? Appreciate you, I'm gone. Get a few pictures and you out, for the break.
Right.
But I never understood, I've been to a Mary J. Blige concert, I've been to a Jay-Z concert, Bone Thugs, and I just remember thinking to myself, and none of them were my choice, let me just say that. But as I was sitting in the arena, and like I said, I'm not floor seats, but I'm not I'm not on the poor people seats either.
Nosebleeds.
Right, the poor people seats. Let's be honest.
They managed to sneak into the arena.
Right. So I'm middle class seating. And I'm just sitting there, and I'm thinking to myself, this is not that great. Like when you hear, matter of fact, your rapper, if you go see a rap artist or even like they do more, like the backup singers do more. You know what I mean? They do a little singing and then they put the mic towards you and the crowd does some singing, and I never sing with them because I'm like, I'm here to see you. And then they, you know, the little ad-libs and stuff that you loved in the song now don't come out in the concert. You know what I mean? Then the next thing you know, Riri and them, they fighting. It's like, yo, let me just go to my house, watch this. Watch the concert on TV if I gotta watch a concert, but listen to the music in the comfort of, like, yo, this is why we pay for good stereo systems. For the simple fact that we want to listen to our favorite songs in the comfort of our house while sipping on a circular piece of ice with Japanese whiskey from our mezzanines. You know what I mean? Let's just be honest.
That's exactly what I do. Yeah.
Doesn't make sense.
And also, Chief, all great points. There's one to another. Most artists you pay to go see sound like shit live.
That used to not be the case, but nowadays, man, I'm like, I don't really need to go to a concert. The only people that are good live are like Beyonce, and I ain't going over there. Like, why? She puts all her concerts on everything for free. I don't need to do that. Like, you know, yeah, man, like nobody's good. You gotta keep going. You're going for nostalgia. So, and then who can still sing? I mean, Patty can't get that high anymore.
Well,
yeah, I mean, Tina Marie was kind of shitting before she crashed. You know what I mean? Before she passed away. Yeah, I mean, she couldn't hit the high notes that she used to hit.
She couldn't notes no more.
The only concert I would have seen is Michael Jackson had he still been that This Is It tour. I was gonna go see Mike in concert, but I felt like that was more so a historical moment to see the greatest performer ever versus, you know what I'm saying? Like, and there's never been, to me, there's never been nobody since. Like, you know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, Prince was, you know, a fine artist, Whitney and all them, but I always felt like Mike had that thing with him, and he gave, you know, even when you see Mike's concerts on TV, you're like, damn. You know what I mean? Like, I've always wanted to see somebody pass out, like see Michael Jackson and drop to the ground.
Right.
Would you guys pay to see a Janet Jackson concert now?
No.
Nah, man, those have got to be pop-ups, right? Like,
Janet is going to stand in the middle of 28 dancers around her.
Right.
She's not moving.
But if I want to do that, I'll go to a techno concert.
I'm not paying to see Janet, just like I ain't paying to see LaToya Jackson.
Oh God, why would you pay that? I didn't pay for her album.
Right, or Jermaine. Why did you do what you did when you did what you did?
Watch the video for that.
You visionary, Chief. All right, fellas.
For real.
Now let's imagine your dummies of the week. Jakes, who's your nominee?
All right, so my dummy of the week is Mr. Joe Rogan. Mr. Joe Rogan said on his podcast, you know, that because of cancel culture, you're just not going to be able to make any funny comedy movies, and it's just going to be a point where white men aren't allowed to have a voice anymore.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. You know, if somebody said, so with your, 10 million subscribers.
100 million.
Yeah. Your $10 million deal, 100 million subscribers or something like that. You have no.
100 million. And he has 11 million listeners per episode.
Yeah. Okay. Congratulations on that. But yeah, you're going to have no voice to say whatever dumb crap comes out of your mouth. I just don't think that. It's like there's just, except that cancel culture, quote unquote, is just not, if you rely on a diverse group of people to make your money, you're probably not going to be able to say the dumbest thing that comes out of your mouth. But if you have what is it, like Jeff Foxworthy and like the redneck comedy back then, like, and I'm dating myself, but it's like, if you want that audience, you're gonna be fine. I mean, hey, he's got 11 million people want to hear his mess every week, so I don't think that the white man's gonna culture just because of woke culture, and you'll never be able to say anything. So right now, Joe Rogan is my dummy of the week.
Fine choice. That was gonna be mine too. Chief, how about you?
Yeah, that's just it's always funny to hear people say that Joe Rogan, white man ain't gonna have a voice, huh? White men are always talking.
They just gave him $100 million to not shut up.
Yeah, like the House of Senate is filled with them. I don't even know where they get that from. My dummy of the week, and I had one. And I'm trying to recall it now. Just when I heard that, I lost it all.
Just took you off because that was so stupid.
Goddamn Joe Rogan.
Gunner, you got one?
I actually don't this week. I mean, just throw all the Republicans under that umbrella this week, man. I mean, there's supposed to be a bipartisan panel, and they're starting to set the stage for like, nah, we don't want a bipartisan panel for the June 6th insurrection that we caused and wanted and were instrumental in making, which makes sense. I wouldn't want a straight up investigation in something that I did. Like, Melvin
I don't want some stuff I did.
I don't want an investigation on how I burnt chitlins and the fact that I'm cooking chitlins in the first place. Like, why would I? Like, I wouldn't vote for that. So I get it. It's just stupid. That's not what you're in office for. Like, you know what I mean? So, but whatever. Yeah, those are my dummies.
Good choice. J. King, how about you?
Mine is kind of three-pronged, Jeff. I'm going to start with not just local, but East Coast news media for creating this gas panic buying pandemia that was going on out here the last few days. The news always does this. They work people up into a frenzy, and people respond accordingly by panic buying, by overeating, whatever the latest tragedy that's going to befall us. This happened again with this gas shortage, alleged gas shortage that we experienced on the East Coast because of the ransomware on the pipeline, right? I watched several different of our local news outlets, ABC, Fox, NBC, CBS, all of them, and they all do the same thing. Right now, there's 30% of the gas stations in Maryland are out of gas. 15% of the gas stations out of gas in D.C. 40% out of gas in Virginia. There's not a gas shortage. There's no need to panic, but they're running out of gas. It's like, come on, stop scaring the shit out of people because people are stupid. What's going to happen is you're going to get some dickhead at the pump putting gas in a trash bag. Or you get somebody putting gas in Tupperware. This is what happens when you create these kind of panics. Look, these people are stupid altogether. They're stupid to start with. When you start to give them a reason to be fearful behind their stupidity, that's this kind of stuff. So stop doing that. And people use your better judgment. You'll go get gas. It's not like, look, it's not like you're driving cross country tomorrow. Get some gas and you're not driving across the country. You're going to work. Or at best, if you work from home like one of my idiot neighbors who went out and panic bought gas, you're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere.
Why are you getting gas?
Fill the tank or not. You're not going anywhere. At least I got a full tank to go nowhere because you're stupid. Just sit down.
Like, for real.
It's crazy, right? So there's them. And there's
also
these idiots that want to start up with, okay, so they've seen aliens, or there's been a lot more talk about aliens in these encountering unidentified flying objects, right? And you have people wanting to investigate that more closely. And I'm like, look, let's just leave well alone. I can imagine that anything traveling as fast as these objects and are able to switch directions in any direction before you can blink, you don't want to ask questions. You don't want to be putting on your sirens and asking them where they're going in the middle of the night. Okay? Leave them well the hell enough alone. Because I can imagine they view us as squirrels. Or better yet, ants. Like, they got a little city on the, they build the stuff. They're smart, ain't they? Leave them alone. For whatever it is, if they're here in our neck, whoever they are, they're much smarter. We can't get off our own rock, and they're sitting here observing us like the monkey house at the zoo. Leave them alone. We don't want no smoke. Just let it go. We don't need to start having a Senate panel to discuss UFOs or flying objects. We know they're here. They just think they ain't messing with us, and that's perfectly fine by me.
Well, they watched all the shows that we make about it, right? They're like, look, they already know what's up, so we should just sit here and observe. When it's time to take them over, we take them over. But they're already scared of us. Look at their TV show, V, War of the Worlds, literally every show. The modern one. Man, Alienation was all good, though. I love that joint, man.
I'm tell you something funny, Gunner. They don't even. What would be the point in taking us over? We kill ourselves. We're too still. Just let them look. Let them just destroy each other. Who cares?
It really is like us living amongst the primates. Let's go figure them out. Why?
Why?
I don't want to.
I don't want to. What's the point? They'll probably start throwing doo-doo at us out of confusion. They wouldn't even know how to handle our presence.
The sad part is there will be people that will do that.
Good deal. All right, fellas. This is episode 199, which means we got a brand new anniversary to celebrate next week. So get ready. Hopefully we'll have everything all squared away so everybody can join us in on the fun. More on that very soon. For now, thank you guys as always for rolling. Thank y'all out there for listening. This episode of Lyle's Movie Files has been filed.